It's not that it's not structured, it's carefully structured. But I've found that there have been moments of great ease.
I wish that I would say the stuff that I say in songs to people.
Yeah.
Like, I know,
Yeah.
I think all my relationships would be so much better. I would have saved myself so much grief, but maybe then there wouldn't be songs. It's such a chicken or the egg thing.
But aren't you kind of saying them in the songs to them anyway?
You have to ask my ex-boyfriends.
It's a festival of inspiration in real terms. The walks between the venues are often as engaging as the actual gigs themselves. It's a 360 degrees internal, external universe of planets of a festival.
Imagine the gulf, imagine the difference between myself and Joe. I mean, you can just make a list of all the things that are different about us. And you throw in that mix the fact that I killed her father. And yet, 17 years later, Joe is still prepared to sit here and share a platform with me.
You know, I found myself leaving my room not knowing where I was going, but just holding the schedule and thinking there's got to be something that I want to see. You turn back towards these gatherings. You know, what's going on now? Where are the other people now, and what are they hearing, and what are they? You know, there's a collective dynamic that starts to form.
She turned to him and she said, "Archbishop Tutu, why are you such an optimist?" And he looked at her and he shook his head and he said, "Oh no, dearie, I'm not an optimist. I'm a prisoner of hope."
Ooh.
Irish people in particular love books, and they have a great history of writing books and reading books, and sometimes they even revere books. And sometimes they even revere writers. And it's useful, I think, for readers to understand that writers are regular Joes like everybody else who, through the good fortune and accident and perseverance of art, managed to make their ordinary lives useful and even wonderful and beautiful.
The famous moment when Ross is born is I hear this kid say to his dad, this kid from a school that shall remain nameless, Blackrock College, I heard him say to his dad, "I don't give a fuck how you think I played. Just crack open the wallet." And if I'd spoken to my dad like that, he wasn't a violent man, but I would be orbiting the earth to this day, right?
The complexities of turning a list of speakers into a program are immense. You might have a talk between two equally fascinating people, but if one is a church mouse and the other is an elephant, the imbalance will be implicit. You don't really know whether the magic is going to work. That's a risk you take, but it's a risk the writer takes when he's releasing his or her book out into the world.
I think in some ways, festivals that have the advantage of not being locked into the urban momentum that sometimes overwhelms us, I think they've got a better shot at making people listen.
You'd sing too if you found yourself in a place like this. You wouldn't worry about whether you were as good as Ray Charles or Edith Piaf. You'd sing, not for yourself, but to make a self out of the old food rotting in the astral bowel and the loveless thud of your own breathing. You'd become a singer faster than it takes to hate a rival's charm, and you'd sing, darling, you'd sing too.